Hi there, I'm Construction Gamer. Today on the Mainline we're finally going to start laying some rails and we're going to tackle one of the most complex supply chains in the game, which is creating machine parts, I think is it, which requires steel and wood to be shipped in, and obviously steel needs coal and iron ore and wood needs timber to make, well, it needs trees to make the timber for the wood for the to complete that supply chain. So it is going to be quite complex. We've got quite a bit of money in the bank now, so we can start to think about putting trains on, because in the last episode we put on this fuel run, and as I expected, it is making a lot of money. We've got a little bit of a loss on that Chester fuel truck, but he's just an experiment to see if Chester starts to accept more fuel, because at the minute only two of these are accepting fuel still. Yeah, we've still got only these two buildings accepting fuel. That's the one. So yeah, that will make a little bit of a loss, but that's more than made up for by the actual oil transport, which, like I mentioned in the last episode, is taking backload. So it's taking crude oil to the oil refinery, and then it's taking refined oil to the fuel refinery over here. So it's making quite a nice little profit. And the cargo fuel run to Chester to Knaresborough making money. So all is good. We've got 247 million in the bank. Now, I'm trying not to do too much off camera with this series, but usually what I normally do is I tend to play on 4x speed just to get all my trucks bedded in and to make sure everything, like the equilibrium I keep mentioning, is met. So we're shipping all of what's being produced and not leaving anything behind or anything being dumped. I think we could possibly get away with another truck on this route, could we? Let's just see. Now there's one coming in behind. I think it's saying we're shipping 100%, but there is quite a lot of crude oil on there, but I think we're all right. So yeah, what I do is I play on 10x4 speed, and all that while I'm just accruing money, so it's not like I've done very much. I'm just kind of micromanaging all my vehicles. I've replaced a lot of the buses, so like I said in the second episode, is I was just using vanilla vehicles to begin with, and now that I've kind of explained some of the basics, I can start adding modded vehicles, and I can't find any of them. That's crew. That's why we haven't got any buses going to crew. Little modded bus. Yeah, these are what are they? Is it going to tell me? Those ones, which look quite cool. You got 25 capacity, so they're not like massively different to what you get in the vanilla base game. I think the Maz buses we were using had a capacity of 20, so not a massive difference, but I just like to use real vehicles if I can. So everything we've done, all these routes we've got going on, all seem to be working quite nicely. We've got nice equilibrium, not leaving anything behind, making a decent profit, so I can kind of leave that triangular area as is for now. I know there's still quite a lot to do, but I know in the last episode, just before we get on building, I said the first rail route would probably be on this run here for the fuel, but I think I'm just going to leave that as is, because I've identified something else which is a little bit more challenging and allows us to get on and do that more complex supply chain. So this is probably going to be 2 episodes getting all of this done. So what I'm doing is I'm painting on where I think the rail line's going to go, because this is called the main line. So what I'm trying to do is have as few train lines, railway lines as possible. So I've identified one here. I know I said I want a main line coming down this channel here, which we will have eventually, but I've got a main line here as well. So this maybe could be the middle main line on this map. So this will basically, what this does is, at the minute, or what I've got planned for it, I wanted to connect Norwich, Smethick, and Northallerton and Bishop's Waltham to that place. I can't even. I didn't set the town names. I set some of them, but Barnoldswick. Yeah, Barnoldswick. Yeah, I don't know why that was so challenging. So yeah, it's going to connect all of those up, but also it's going to be our main line, which also connects up a few of the freight things as well, freight routes. So first of all, let's get on and build some track. Also, definitely words not coming out today. I've identified the buildings that I want to use, the industries that I want to use with a white circle. I could have used this steel mill down here, but I think that's just a bit too close. I want my trains to be going quite far distance to deliver their products, obviously because it makes more money and because it's just more interesting. So what I wanted to do in this episode was, at the very least, get coal shipped up to the steel mill that I've identified. So I'm going to put in the first. What shall I do? I think I'll just do a single line for now. This is going to be probably a 4-track main line at some point, because it will be serving both passengers and freight. Shall we keep it cheap, actually? You've got a top speed of 75, I want to say. No catenary. Let's just check the speed. I think the top speed is 75, yeah. I think the fastest freight trains are going to be 75, freight locomotives rather. So yeah, we'll keep it cheap for now, and then we'll upgrade it as we need to, as it starts to become like a main line. And you can see here, let me know what you think about this idea of painting. I know I've done it before, especially on my West Coast Main Line, Midland to London series, or London to Midland, but I don't know what you think of me doing it in this kind of pre-planning where the rail routes are going to go. I think it just saves a little bit of time kind of messing around with things in the game. Just want to get on and actually build the infrastructure that we need. Yeah, trying to keep the costs down as much as possible, trying to go around that little hill. Not sure what that will do to the speed of the main line. We might have to realign that track once we upgrade this to, to a high-speed main line, 125 miles per hour main line. So I think it's going to go off to workshop eventually. So we're going to go off in that sort of direction. So this is the route of the first main line that we're building. Probably, yeah, we're definitely going to have 2 main lines, and then we're going to build this. I think we're going to build an overbridge here. Want to do that straight from the get-go as well, is get my bridges in place rather than coming back later on and have to rebuild them and things like that. So we'll use good old trusty British girder bridge on the flat, and then we'll just hook that up to that. That's quite costly, but yeah, I want to get all this buttoned in. And obviously, actually saying that, I do want a station, don't I? So I think I will put in a level crossing for now, because I do want a station around here. So we'll have it, we'll keep tell you what I'll do is I'll have this track dead straight. I mean, a lot of this could change as we start to adapt the main line for passenger use, but that'll be kind of where the station is going to be. So this will be a road over bridge eventually, so I'm not really going to worry about that. And this probably a road over bridge as well. So let's pause the game, chuck in a new, upgrade this little bit of road. It is that one, something like that. And then we'll just chuck in a bridge. Can I go straight for a bridge? I can, that's good. Go again with the good old girder bridge in grey this time, but I don't want it to be going uphill. Okie dokie, so if I start from this end, work backwards, want it to be flat, big chunky girder bridge like that, and then I'll have to get this reconnected up, and then obviously I'll have to connect these 2 bits like so, yeah, because that is a main, although it didn't complain, but it is definitely a main connection between 2 towns. Usually something like that would complain. Let's get some more track on the go. I'm going to have to put a passing loop in, I think, because we're going to need possibly 2 trains on this, and then we've got another place. Smethic wants a station, so again, we'll just put in a dead straight piece of track approximately where the station will eventually go. And then we do have quite a tight curve coming out of Smethic into the trees there, maybe speed that up a bit. We do have a little bit of a cheeky tunnel. We're going to keep that. Why not? And then coming out, and we don't want any whatever that was built. Do we want another tunnel? Probably overkill for a tunnel, I'd say. Just a cutting will do the job. And then just a little bit more track. And then I don't want to build too much more track, because that's the coal mine that we want to go to. So you can see we've got a nice line already taking shape. It probably will have to rearrange some of these curves at some point. Right, so next thing is we're building cargo, 320 meters long, 2 tracks, standard track, no catenary, and then we will just put that about there maybe. So what I'll do is I'll put the road connection on first. So we just want a dead straight road. Come on, get rid of that. All right, along here, flat and straight, and then we'll just wang our station in here. Probably two platforms should be in 3. Obviously we've got iron ore trains are going to be arriving. Actually, we don't want this to be, we do have some iron ore there as well, so I think this probably wants to be a through station. Bolt it onto the end there, like so. Yeah, I think I'll take that for now. We can always change it later on if we need to, and then we're just going to chuck this straight into the side there. Yeah, I know that's not a very long journey, but I think I might just have a little freight train going back and forth, bringing in more iron ore, and obviously we're going to be shipping out the steel as well, so we need a platform for the steel trains. So the steel trains will be coming down here, all the way down, and then going to the steel mill via Northallerton. Right, so next thing is we want another bit of road. No, I can't. I just want to get rid of that little bit of road there. I think I might just do a little bit of smoothing. I know that's quite costly, but don't want it too big. Just want the strength up. Yeah, just want a flat flat piece of land like so, and then obviously I'll have to do, well, that's already cost us $500,000. Let's calm that down a little bit. Bit of straight road, get rid of you. Can I just connect you straight up? That does leave it a little bit wonky though. Yeah, and then I think I will go back. I might do a through station actually. It doesn't need to be, it just needs to be one platform like so. We don't need so many passenger buildings, do we? But never mind. And that's no, that's in the wrong place. Need to shove this back a little bit. Right, okie dokie. Let's delete that road. Try this again. On the flat embankment. It's going to be quite expensive. And then just get that hooked up to there, and then chuck this station alongside something. Why is that road dipping down? Let's try that again. Right, so let's just, yeah, that's the only thing. When the arrow says flat, it's not. Which one is it? That one? Is that dead straight? Yes, it is. Let's try that again with the station. Still looks a little bit wonky, but I think I will take it. Chuck that in there, and that's that one done. Okie dokie, so the next thing we need to do is try and get this track down to that, which it does actually look like it's quite high. Let's see. Oh no, that's alright actually. We'll take that straight into the side of there. How's that junction looking? Because I know this will probably change, but I do want my junction to look fairly decent, and we've got a viaduct which we don't really need. Keep that on an embankment, and then maybe just a little bit of smoothing, and then get that road hooked back up. I know it doesn't need, actually it does need it. It does, but it doesn't want to be like that. It wants to be perfectly flat. Something a bit like that. Yeah, because the railway station wouldn't be attached to the coal mine otherwise. I think what I want to do is probably add one more segment, maybe two. I don't know, because I want my freight trains to be quite long, but I don't know quite how long I want them to be. So I think we'll go with that. I've got lots of tracks there. Slab track, apparently. I'm not sure how long that will be. It'll be about 360 meters long, will it? I think a segment's about 40 meters long, but we'll just have to see. Yeah, want to smooth that off a little bit as well. Good, right. So we've got all that hooked up. Now we need to go back to the iron ore mine. We need to get the paint tool. Well, we don't need to do this now, but I will anyway. Get rid of the white dot, and then we will add another segment onto this just before I forget. Just to make our freight trains that little bit longer. A good old long freight train is always good, isn't it? Right, so we just have to be aware of the block section lengths, don't we? So I think I will just chuck a depot on here actually. I haven't got any modded depots. I should probably have a look, see what sort of modded depots we've got access to. But first of all, we need a route. So we need coal coming from here, going to there. So this is cargo, and where's this from? Yeah, we need to change the name of these as well. So this is workshop steelworks, and this is North Allerton coal mine, main coal mine, and I guess it should be black for coal. Good, right, so let's see. Although I have done that depot in the wrong place, not to worry, it'll be fine. Let's just chuck our contis together. So what have we got in terms of diesel locomotives? Have any subscribed to any modded ones? No, I haven't. Well, I certainly have, but I haven't turned any on. So what have we got? We've got series 246, what looks quite British. That one, little tiny bit like a class 37 or Deltic maybe. Doesn't really matter too much, does it? I'm going to be changing these very soon. We don't really need a train that's much faster than the top speed of the line though, do we? So that's top speed of 75. Not particularly powerful. It is quite old. Yes, that's a bit more like it, isn't it? Or the China Railways has a bit more of a European shape to it. I know that one does, but that's a 99 miles per hour top speed and it has less power. So this has obviously got more tractive effort. Yeah, so add that. Cargo wagons. I need to turn on my cargo wagons as well, don't I? So gondola for now. Capacity of 20. Yeah, I don't want to go too mad. How much has this cost me? 40 million. That's not too bad actually. I was expecting this to cost me hundreds of millions, but let's go for it. Chuck it on our rail route, and then we will, just while he's going backwards and forwards, let's unpause the game, wait for our train to come out. Yeah, this will be changed. Probably top and tail with some class 37s or something like that, and some of the proper coal wagons, but for now we'll just let him get on and do what he wants to do. Demolish that. I know that's quite costly. We do need another depot, but I think we've just got enough time to start to get the track down towards the steelworks. Right, so I think we're going to have to do a little bit of demolition. Let's pause the game. Straight bit of track on the flat. Well, that's quite far up in the air, isn't it, actually? Straight bit of track on the flat, and then probably demolish that as well. Curve around here. So yeah, it will be going through towns, and obviously we will have passenger services on these as well. So we're going to have passing loops and things like that for our trains. Yeah, we're going that way. Should we have a little one of these? Yeah, a little nice little one of them. Viaduct, that's the word I was looking for. Top speed of 75. Yeah, but I think the modded ones do have a top speed of 125, which is fine. Yeah, we'll take that. Nice little viaduct there. And then just track. Yeah, obviously don't want to build too much track because we're having to pay for it, but at the same time I do want to start to kind of get the track in place where it needs to be. Right, so we need to get this all built. Track, one of them. No, you're a steel mill. Don't want to go to you. Yeah, that track's going in the wrong place. Yeah, we've got a little while to go, I think, before we can start to think about getting the track over there. I know it's not that much further, but I think what we'll do for now is, obviously this needs coal and it needs iron ore, so let's get the iron ore going in there before we even start thinking about shipping the actual steel itself. So we'll chuck you on about there. This road probably needs to be upgraded. Well, it doesn't need to be, it just looks better. And then configure this. We're chucking on another... Actually, no, no, we don't need another platform for that. And then track. We'll probably start to think about 2 tracking already, which is good. I know it means more expense, but why not start double track, considering we're going to be having more trains. So we want a junction connecting that onto there, and then we want a switch. Right, so let's have this going past, switch into there, single track section coming off here, and then obviously another switch about there. It wants to be reasonably fast. Yeah, because this will be a relatively short train, won't it, coming on here, so don't need to worry too much. And then what I think I'll do is I'll have permanent depot, or a permanent depot by the steelworks. So I just want to get some absolutely dead straight track completely parallel with the station. It's created loads of little tiny segments. No idea why it's done that. That's a little bit annoying. That took a little bit of demolition. Right, let's get that hooked up. I just wanted the depot to be completely parallel with the station, something a bit like that. Probably come back with this depot as well. Probably use a fake depot in the UK depot assets. That's fine. Where's my train up to? He's thundering along. Need to get a little bit of signalling on here. I haven't got the UK signals subscribed to either. Right, so we want a signal there, yes, but it wants to be one way. Shouldn't break the route, it should. No, it should, yeah, right. And then we want a signal on, where's the junction? Signal there, come on, there, and one there. And then I'm going to have to switch on the UK signals. I need to make sure that's turned to one way, and then a signal just that, like that. Obviously he's not going to be carrying anything. One way. No, you don't. Doesn't need to break. Why is it broken? Have I connected that up into that? I have. That shouldn't be an issue. Right, let's chuck on a waypoint, and then let's see what that does. It shouldn't. So Northallerton coal mine. You're facing the right way. You're facing the right way. Coming along here is probably, there's a bit of track broken. That's why. Missed the tiniest little bit of track. Now that should all be happy. Good. Right, let's get rid of those waypoints. We don't need those anymore. And then get that deleted. And then we'll chuck on another train. So this one, go with this one. Which one? This one, the BR V100. Looks like a little shunting locomotive. I think this is probably perfect. Not sure if there's a British equivalent to something like this actually on the workshop. It'd be handy if there was, because obviously it's not going to get up to any sort of speed between the steelworks and the iron ore mine. And I've just bought all of those. Yes, get rid of those. I haven't created my consist. Add is the button you're looking for. Buy that and then chuck that on the new route, which we haven't created yet. So this is Norwich, and then we chuck our route on. Bit like that. Iron ore, rusty red. Yeah, that all looks fine. And then we can chuck that train on our new route. Unable to find path. Have I connected this depot up correctly? No, I haven't. Let's try that again. Bit of track into there, and you're going to be one of our permanent depots. So you are Largo, iron ore. Where's the actual route? I need to see what it's going. Northwich to Worksop. Days. Good. Have we got what? What's broken? Well, it's got some coal on board at least. You don't need to be broken. Just turn around, head back. Shouldn't be any conflicts, should there? No, we've got a signal here, haven't we? We've got a signal here, yeah, so that train can wait. And then I think we probably need a couple more block sections, don't we? So let's chuck in one there, and then another block section around here. like so. Obviously I'll have to subscribe to the UK light signals. I'm not going to put any signals on that for now, that's fine. This doesn't need any signals or anything until we put a passing loop in. But he's steaming along at 75, that's all good. Hopefully going to make some money. Have you got any? We've got some iron ore on as well. I think that curve needs to be a little bit quicker. Let's just ride along with one of our trains. Yeah, but they're all carrying cargo. Hopefully they might make a little bit of profit. Like I said in the first episode, you can just ship your product to the likes of a factory and you will make some money. Obviously you will supply that factory, but it's only when you start supplying the steel to the places that need steel is when you start to make the decent amount of money that we need to make. But let's just bring the UI back up. Is this going to make any money? Probably not. Oh, a little bit. It's not in profit, but yeah, it's made a little bit of money. But we can afford to kind of take on those losses. I think we should be all right. If we look at the road profit, yeah, we're all good. Let's just wait and see what this coal train does in terms of money. It's, you know, it's almost 75% full there. 11 million, that might actually be profitable. Let's see if we go to the coal mine. The coal, yeah, we're actually dumping products, so we need to start thinking about configure this actually to begin with. Cargo buildings, put a nice big cargo building on it. No, we don't need an entrance. Actually, get rid of you. Oh, yeah, but you are. What about you? What do you look like? Yeah, the thing with the last update is the buildings should add capacity to the station. They should do anyway. I'm pretty sure they do. And they definitely do with the truck ones, but yeah, we are dumping products. Let's just take a look at this train as it comes in, and we might actually configure it to make it the full length. Don't know if I'm going to put a second train, and we shouldn't have to. Let's just wait and see, shall we? Right, so you are that long. Manage vehicle, configure. Let's add on some more. What did I say? Did I say 360 modify? I think that was a little bit too long. Right, let's manage vehicle, configure. No, configure. 350, so it's just shy of 360 meters long. Just, yeah, it's important because I'm playing the game properly, in inverted commas. Obviously the train needs to fit within the entire length of the station. If the train overhangs the station for any reason, then you end up getting a time penalty, and obviously as money is an issue, we don't want to be getting time penalties. But we're carrying 540 there, so we might be okay. And that should, I just want to wait to see what this does actually when it gets to the end. This might be very profitable. 24 million, yeah, that's definitely profitable. What are we looking like at the coal mine? 208. I think I just want to edit this route before we finish up. So North Alderson coal mine, load, full load, minimum wait 30 seconds, maximum wait 120 seconds, 2 minutes. But I think that that's profitable already, and we haven't even completed the supply chain. So this is part 1. Part 2 will be the next episode when we get our trains going to the steel mill, and we probably want to think about getting some lumber into the steel mill, not to the steel mill, the machines factory as well. But I'm going to leave it there for today. I'm going to find this little train. I always like to leave the end of an episode on a vehicle, so I'm going to leave it there for today. Say until next time, bye bye.